My name is Sahana KP. I'm studying my PhD in the Department of Sericulture, US, Bangalore. And here I'm here to present my topic, that is the thermotolerant biota and silkworm breeds as a source of dual stress tolerance for both high temperature and fungal infection. To select this topic, before going to the in detail, I would like to say something about the sericulture. Sericulture is being practiced majorly in case of China and India, which are the leading producers of silk. Among China and India, China is the leading producer compared to India. Because the Chinese silk is contributing more towards the production in terms of both quality and also quantity. To meet the same quality and quantity standards in India, we have a tropical environmental conditions, and tropical conditions need to support the sericulture industry, wherein the silkworms play a major role in production of the quality silk. So in this regard, the silkworms, coming to introduction, the silkworm is a lepidopteran insect, and this particular insect, Bombyx mori, is vulnerable to pathogens, parasites, and other external factors. Among the pathogens, the bacteria, virus, and fungus known to cause many diseases to silkworm. And among the fungal pathogens, the Bavaria bassiana is known to cause a major disease called white muscardine disease, which is predominant in the rainy and winter seasons. In this regard, we have selected the silkworm breeds to assess their phenotypic evaluation in the selected 10 breeds. That is, we have selected 5 thermotolerance breeds like breed 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8, which are received from the CSRNTI Mysore, and 2 breeds, that is APS 12 and 45 from APSSRNTI Hindupur, and 3 popular breeds, among which CSR2 is a popular bivoltan breed, CSR4 is a popular bivoltan breed, but it is a susceptible breed and be used as a check, and Pure Mysore is a popular resistant multivoltan breed. These breeds were selected for the study, and these breeds were, for the evaluation, were inoculated with a Bavaria bassiana spore suspension at the concentration of 6.86 into 10^4 spores per ml at the rate of 0.5 ml per worm. And before taking this Bavaria bassiana infection to the silkworms, we have identified the isolate of this Bavarian bassiana, and the isolate was first we have collected the disease specimen from the Shitlagatta Taluk of Chikballapur district of our Karnataka state, and we have identified the isolate as a SHDL. As you can see, the Bavaria bassiana growth, and this is in conform with the isolate SHDL. And later, after topical application, we have recorded the different parameters on the survivability and also their cocoon quantity parameters. And coming to the breeds, how they look among the selected ones. This is the B1 breed. You can see there is no marks on the B1, B2, and B4 breeds on the larva on the dorsal surface. Among the B6 and B8 breeds, there is a markings on the dorsal surface. In the APS 12 and 45 breeds, again, these two were from APSSRNTI Hindupur, and there is no marks on their dorsal surface. CSR 2, 4 are also from the CSRNTI Mysore. There is no marking on the dorsal surface. This Pure Mysore is a resistant multivoltan breed, and this is little in size compared to other bivoltan breeds. So with this, we recorded the survival parameters like cumulative survival index based on their performance, that is ERR, using that is effective rate of rearing. This effective rate of rearing indicates the number of good cocoons which is obtained out of the total number of silkworms we have used for the study. And using that ERR and also percent pupation, the percent pupation will give the number of good cocoons, and which helps to give the healthiness of the pupa, and in terms that will add to the survivability of the any breed. So using this ERR, that is the effective rate of rearing and percent pupation, we have calculated the cumulative survival index, wherein we can see the B1, B2 and a B8 breeds were known to give a cumulative survival index of about 77, 72 and 70%, 60% of the survival rate, and also pure Mysore, which is a multi-volatile, will give rise to 10% cumulative survival. So among the selected breeds for evaluation, that is a breeding lines of B1, 2, 4, 6 and 8, the B1, B2 and BB8 were known to give a higher survival percentage compared to the other breeds. So after survival index, we looked into the quantitative parameters like cocoon yield by weight, cocoon shell ratio, and the filament length. And here the cocoon yield by weight was calculated by taking the yield of the cocoon of an individual breed. And here you can see that the number of cocoon yield, which is more in case of a pure Mysore, that is 9.3 to 0.67 gram per 10,000 larvae. This was followed by B4 breed, then B1 and B2 breed. And the cocoon shell ratio is the second important parameter, because the cocoon shell ratio will give rise to actual silk yield of a individual cocoon of a respective breeds. And this was calculated using this formula, that is shell ratio is a weight of a cocoon shell by weight of a cocoon, and that was multiplied with 100. And the highest percentage of a shell ratio was obtained in the B4 breed, and this was followed by B1 breed, then APS 12 and the B2 breed. And next important parameter is a filament length. This was obtained by reeling individual cocoon with a single cocoon reeler called Uprovite, and the number of revolutions of that Uprovite was multiplied with its circumference, that is 1.125, to get the actual length of the filament of an individual cocoon. And we can see here that the B4 breed is known to give a higher length of a filament, that is 903 meter, followed by ACSR2, APS 45 and the B1 breed. As we compare the both in the previous slide, that is the survival percentage, and here all the three quantitative parameters, the B1 breed is known to be common in exhibiting better survival as well as the quantitative parameters. So the outcome of the study is the breed B1 can be used as a potential parent material with resistance to Bavaria bassiana infection. So we can use this particular breed can be for a hybridization purpose. So with this, I thank everyone, and also I would like to acknowledge my supervisor, Dr. Manjunath Gowda, and followed by Dr. K.C. Narayan Swami, Dr. S. Chandrasekhar, Dr. N. Nataraja Karaba, and Dr. M.K. Prasanna Kumar for their constant guidance during the course of my study. And on behalf of UAS Bengaluru, I would like to thank the Dalhousie University for providing this precious opportunity to us. Thank you all.